Looking for the right property. Where do you start? I start with Rightmove. It's my favourite website for looking for properties, and the other reason I love Rightmove is because it helps me to look at comparable similar properties. So for example, I'm looking for properties. Let me show you exactly what I do. So we're going to go to buy, and then I'm going to put in Nottinghamshire. Now the price is sort of irrelevant really, because it's all relative to the amount of value add we can get from the property. Now, what I do here is I will select a 2 to 3 bed property. A 1 bed, not big enough for me, and a 4 bed is too big for an investment property. I'm looking for your 2 to 3 bed. For me personally, local ex-council or local authority houses. I'm looking for semi-detached and terraced. A detached house again would be too big. Now flats, there's nothing wrong with flats. But personally, most flats are going to be leasehold, and I'm just not interested in leasehold for my own portfolio. I like to be in complete control. Then you've got filters, and if I'm honest, I'm not going to use any of these filters because I think you can get to the point of over filtering. So I'm looking for a property. Now, there's nothing wrong with the properties I'm bypassing, but I've got a certain style of property that I'm looking for. And here is a perfect example. So this is a 3 bed, mid-terrace property. Absolutely perfect. Let's take a quick look at the pictures. Okay, so it needs some work doing. It doesn't need anything major, although I would question what's going on there. Yeah, okay, so the kitchen's going to need a rehaul. Looks like it's had a new ceiling put in and the job's not been finished. It does need a refurb, but it's nothing substantial, nothing that would put me off. Looking at that bathroom, I wouldn't replace that. The garden is low maintenance. So on the whole, this property looks like there's potential value add. It's on for £90,000. Now my question is it worth £90,000? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the address, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to open a new tab and paste it in. First thing that comes up is house prices in the area. So I'm looking for a 3 bed house that looks something like this. So let's look at the comparables. We've got a 3 bed semi here for 170 grand. We've got a 3 bed semi here for 135 grand. 146 grand, 150 grand. It's pretty easy. I mean, this one specifically is absolutely bang on from a comparable point of view. Now, this one did sell in 2021 and we are now in February 2023. So what I could do is estimate how much that property has appreciated since that sale to give a rough guide of how much more it might be worth now. So this property is on the market for £90,000, and we've found a comparable property which we're happy to consider is similar because it's mid-terrace, and this one, as you can see from the first picture, is very, very similar to what we're comparing it to. Now I'm ignoring the fact that this is a rendered property. That's completely irrelevant. There doesn't seem to be any issue with the render as well, so I'm happy to consider that this property is similar. Okay, it's still a brick built property. This one is still a brick built property. Now this property is absolutely beautiful. So this one sold for 133,000 back in 2021. Now the reality is we're now in 2023. Okay, we're not in July 2023, but I would assume that the appreciation rates on an average are about 5% in this area. So I can accommodate 10%, okay? That makes that property worth probably about 145 grand. If I'm adding 10%, just so you can keep up with me, 146,300. So I'm rounding it off to 145 grand. Now, let's say it's worth 145 grand. We're going to spend 25 on the refurb. That means that it's probably worth 120, but we're getting it for 90. That's 30 grand cheaper than what it is worth at the end, so the end value. So actually, this is a really, really good buy. So that is exactly what I would do for looking for a property. So what we've done is we've looked for a property, we've worked out what it's worth by looking at comparables, we've worked out the refurb, we've now need to work out what the rent is, and it's as simple as going on Rightmove and looking at what properties are available to rent that are similar. And we want to just, from a quick point of view, and different investors have different preferences from BMV, gross yield, ROI, ROCE. I'm just going to go with gross yield because I'm just looking for quick purposes to see if I can find anything. Now, ideally, a 10% gross yield is great in my area. Now, how do we work out what the gross yield is? We're going to take the annual income generated by the asset and basically divide it by its price. Okay, that's how you work out the gross yield. We hope you found this web class helpful. Once you've watched this video, please comment "done" in the comments box below to mark this module as complete.